here in Buzzards Bay. Fish are really starting to migrate into the area. Big fish showed up this week. A lot of healthy 28 to 35 inch fish showing up. Some bigger fish, some 25, 30 pound fish even coming in. Those bigger fish should be moving in a lot thicker over the next couple weeks here. We're out here this morning throwing topwater dogwalkers. Got a nice little chop on the water, and the fishing's been fantastic. We're locating these fish, we're setting up on top of them and going downwind with the current, being nice and quiet so we don't spook these fish. But there's really nice piles of fish here, and the action's been fantastic. Super fun on like tackling topwater. Picking away here, fish are starting to get really feisty here mid-morning. Wind's picking up, there's a nice little chop, and the topwater action's phenomenal. Super fun. Fish are competing with each other. Every time we cast out, we probably have a dozen fish following it, so it's really fun action this morning. So what we're doing here is we got big piles of fish laying up here in this warmer water up in Buzzards Bay, and what we're doing is setting up wind of these fish and drifting downwind, using the trolling motor here to maneuver ourselves into these piles of fish. Once we find them, we either lock in on top of them or kind of just stay in that area. We're throwing these dogwalkers, topwater, really productive this morning. It's getting a little choppy here, so it's a little difficult to work the plugs, but the fish are definitely a lot more active in this chop and looking to feed a little bit more from the glassing conditions we had this morning. So we're gonna plug away here. The fishing's been fantastic, pretty much doubling up every time, both of us casting on top, and hopefully get some bigger fish here later in the afternoon. Just doubled up here again, throwing the dog walkers. Action's fantastic. Nice little chop on the water, southerlies filling in. These fish are really starting to feed here. This morning was pretty overcast and calm, not much wind on the water, and they're really finicky, kind of just laying up in the sun. Now they're really turning on, and the fishing's getting really good here this afternoon. Yep, pretty much fish every cast. As soon as the plugs hit the water, this chop on the water's really turned them on, and there's just really high numbers of fish in here right now. No real monsters, but nice healthy keepers in that 25 to 35 inch range, and then there's some pretty good fish mixed in, over 25 pounds, but not a ton yet. It's still early, still May here, but should be improving by the day. Super fun on light tackle here. Throwing the dog walkers and bone. Great plug for this. So one really important thing to do, especially when throwing topwater in these conditions, is change up your retrieve. Don't be afraid to go slow or fast, especially right now in these choppy conditions. They're liking a little bit slower, more swooping action on the plug, and it's popping off the top of the crest of these waves, and they're just going crazy for it. So don't be afraid to change it up and change your pace. So another really important thing here, especially when the conditions get windy and you're trying to work these finesse walk the dog plugs like this dog walker here, is it's really important to, when you cast, let the cast go out, and you want to control your bail, and you want to stay tight on your line to make sure you reel in all that slack and come tight to your plug, and then you have good action to the plug, directly to the plug. You don't have any slack in your line, and that's really important to get the plug to work right in these conditions. If you don't do that, you're going to have a really hard time with the plug getting the right action, and you're really going to struggle to get the bites. If you can get that action right and stay tight on the lure at all times, you're really going to have much better results. What do you have, like 20, 25 fish by the time I'm done talking? Every time I turn around, you're tight.